talk to you for a minute. I was going to do voiceover of this. It wasn't really working because I didn't film the process of building my tiny home with the purpose of sharing it on YouTube in this format with this way. It was more just like photos for myself. So it's taking these clips from me sharing on my personal Instagram, putting those together, and it's not great. It's not like a uniform. There's no like artistry behind it. It's literally just mix and match. So this time last year, I was living in my friend Tony's trailer, just over there. After 6 months, I realized that I love living tiny. I love the tiny space. I realized that I want to for sure build it myself because that had a lot of wasted space, and there are things that are important to me, that like my kitchen, for example, or things that I want to showcase or that I want that will bring me a better quality of life, that if I bought something that's already made may not work as well for me, and therefore I would end up hating it, I think. I wasn't quite ready to pull the trigger on building my dream tiny on wheels. I had plans. Now, there are plans that I had drawn, I mean, down to the scale. Like, I mean, every detail was mapped out. They were not professional. Like, so I was working on getting someone to draw up those sketches for a builder that I was talking to. A builder who had quoted me out for the trailer and the framing. I was going to do a metal framing, and I was in talks with him about what I wanted of this 34-foot long gooseneck trailer, and I had it all worked out. There's part of me that still very much wants that. But at the time, there was something in my gut that was telling me that I'm not ready. Not quite ready. It wasn't the right time for my journey. And so I decided to hold off on that. I told the builder that I just needed a moment to get my plans in order, and I would reach back out to him. And in that time, one night I was on my way home from work. I was coming over the freeway, and I came down and I passed on the left like prefab sheds that many people have just in their backyard, and it said rent to buy. And I thought, oh, well, that's an idea. And from my research in the tiny house movement, I had watched or knew of people who had turned those into tiny homes. And now the whole point was that I knew that I have traveled around a lot, and I'm not exactly sure where I want to settle down, kind of thing. And so I love the idea of being able to take my home, something that I own, to many different locations. But for some reason, that just light bulb went off in my head, like, oh, well, there's an idea, and I could rent to own it. And so still kind of work out the kinks and everything that I needed to do without just like diving in a little bit too early. While I have like a lot of plans for my tiny home on wheels, there still was a lot that I needed to do. Some of those like finer details that I needed to work out. And so I was driving home, and I just took it as a sign from the universe. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I came home and I talked to my dad about it a little bit. So I'm not 100% ready yet. So that weekend we went down there and we looked at them, and we were walking around. The lady came out and talked to us, and she gave us some information. We quickly realized that it really is just a shell, and that my dad, when I was a kid, he built my home. He has completely remodeled my parents' house here, and if I bought that, then we would still have to do all the electrical, all of the plumbing, we would have to furnish it. We would still have to do all of the things other than the actual like structure. And so we said, well, why don't we just build it? And so that's what we did. Look at this. It's a very exciting day. I am so excited. Hold on a second. Ready? It's painted! Oh my god, it looks so much bigger. I'm so excited. We're so close. Trying to decide if that works. Never been a pink girl, but somehow very much drawn to that. Oh my god, it's so fun. We made progress on the tiny. You guys want to see? Windows are all trimmed out. Fridge is in, so we can do the counters now. Fan. And then there's this accent wall. as far as tiny living, I love tiny living. It has been amazing. Family and friends who have been by, of course, to like see the space, they are always so surprised by how small it actually is. It's only 9 by 16, and in the photos and in the videos it looks a lot bigger than it actually is. Like my friend, he's over 6 feet, and it's tight for him, like in the kitchen. I'm only 5'2", and a little bit, you know, so it's totally fine for me. And like the pitch of the roof is very tight. Like anyone bigger than me is too tight to be up there. Things that, of course, we need to work out, or if we could do them again, we would. But I love it. I'm literally so in love. I used to stress and spend so much time. We had homes that were 2.5 bedrooms, you know, guest bedrooms, our bedrooms. I would spend all weekend cleaning and running errands and adulting, and it was miserable. Like I never had enough time between my job and between being an adult to live my life. And going tiny has done that, which is what I've been saying for years. But going tiny has allowed me to do that. And then not only that, but then sharing the journey has been such a reward. It brought me so much joy. Like all I'm trying to do is bring joy into my life. I seek joy every day, for me and no one else. And it took a lot and a long journey to get to that point, and that is the only thing that matters. And if I could give you any advice, that was what it would be: to surround yourself with people and things and hobbies and spaces that bring you joy. And everything does this bring you joy? And if it does, then keep doing it. If it doesn't, then reach for the next best thing and do what you want for you, because this is what I wanted. This was my dream a couple of years ago, and it is happening, and it is amazing. I have amazing people around me. For being single, I don't think I've ever felt more loved in my life. Just the people and the fellowship. Space and what I'm doing for my career and what I'm doing here and on this platform. It's everything that I wanted it to be. And I'm grateful for the journey, and I'll get better from here. And I'm so excited, and I'm so glad to take you along with me. So I hope that you enjoy this. I'm not gonna keep around milling and be all sappy. Thank you for being here. I say that all the time. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to an abyss, but thank you. I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for everything in my life and every single person. And I wish you joy and love in every way. And remember that you create your own reality, and you have control, and you can choose joy. And I love you. I'm so grateful that you're here. Hi guys. So I know this is long, but I have something that I would like to add, because I have been editing this video for a few days now, and it's a lot. I know it's long, but it's just difficult because I didn't film it with the intention of sharing it this way, as I said before. But there's something that I want to touch on really quickly. In this video, I noticed that I keep saying we a lot. Like, we built this, we did all of these things. And while that is true, my dad, myself, Tamra, and my cousin Kevin all had a part in building this space for me. And I am grateful, so grateful for all of them. But the reality is that my dad built this space for me. And I would go to work and I would come home and he had done a little bit more that day. And then I'd be so excited, so I would film whatever he did and share it on my personal Instagram. That's where most of this footage is from. And of course on the weekends I did help him, you know, with like installation and doing those things, but it was more like me just hovering over him and getting in the way and then like handing him power tools as he like needed them. And so I would just like to publicly say how unbelievably grateful I am to both my dad and Tamra for giving me this space. I would not be in this good headspace that I am in right now without the two of them. During a time when I was completely lost. I didn't know what I wanted in my life anymore, and when they gave me literally the space, both emotionally and physically, to pick up the pieces of my life when they imploded. And I am just so beyond grateful for them and their love. And I am, while yes, they are my parents, and I could still very easily go get an apartment somewhere in town, but they have allowed me to stay here on this gorgeous property every day, and so that then I can go on and really thrive in my life and do what I want to do and surround myself with wonderful people and seek joy every day, because they have given me this foundation over these last few years, and grateful I am. And I just wanted to publicly say that and acknowledge them and just give gratitude. I'm so blessed, and I would not be where I'm at right now without the two of them and without their love. So thank you for being here. Cheers to you, and I'll see you next time.